Yo people, back for another video. This is that banging CADJPY trade that I was talking about, I think, in my Aussie JPY trade breakdown that come out this week. I don't know, I get mixed up. I set the videos to come out different days. So if you watch the Aussie JPY video, I talked about this trade because it hit TP while I was making that video. But yeah, this trade was a bang. I'm gonna break it down for you lot, obviously starting with the weekly, getting into what I was thinking, what I was seeing in the market, what I wanted to see, and then eventually how it ultimately played out, as you can see right now. Anyway, I don't really need to do no hindsight like I do. I always do the replay, but the market's basically just happened now. Do you know what I mean? It's not really too much in the future, so I'm just leave it on. I'm not gonna do no replay at all. What you can see on the weekly is obviously we're longer term bearish. So even though price is pushing up right now, I'm still anticipating eventually price to turn bearish and push lower. But obviously the nearer term trend right now is bullish, so obviously I'm going to trade along with that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I do think long term price will flip bearish unless if we take out these highs, then okay, I think the trend will change and will be bullish. But until we take out these highs, the longer term trend for me is bearish. So what I was looking at, price made a double bottom, broken above this weekly level, made a higher low here, and we started pushing higher. But yeah, as you can see with these candles here, price is just looking to push higher, isn't it? And obviously in the back of my head, I'm thinking price is going to move bearish. On a weekly, I can't really see like a tipping point or a turning point where I can see price turn. Maybe up here is a level we can come up to before reversing and potentially pushing back down to the downside. There's not really too much of a clear level that I can see price looking to turn from and move back bearish. So I'm just all bullish for me. Heading over to the daily now, what I saw was price made a higher low here. So naturally, all I wanted to see was a higher high made. Price come back to retest this level of support, and then we want to see a high low potentially made from here, and then a continuation. That's literally all we're looking to trade. It's simple, but it's not easy. Like I say, simple, but it's not easy. If it was easy, everyone would be able to do it. But it's a simple strategy, trust me. Higher low, sorry, higher high, anticipating the higher low because we're following the trend. Once we do get the confirmation of the lower time frame, then we just enter and we aim for that high. Simple, but it's not easy. But anyway, yeah, that's all I was waiting for. Once that was my area of interest, this level of support. Once price broke out and made that higher high, once price came back into this level, now I'm looking for my entry signals. So boom, price had a nice correction after the higher high, started pulling back into this level. Once we come into this level, I'm like, cool, let's look to the 1 hour, which is, as you guys know, if you've been watching me for a minute, you know this is my entry time frame. So this is now another technique which I use. There's two. I'm actually giving away the source for the free ski, so you lot better be taking this into account. So I've got two entry techniques. One is the break of structure, the break of support like this. In this case, if you waited for that, we would have got less of an R, because you would have waited for either this candle or this one, because it's much clearer. Put your stops there, and you would have got less of an R. It's 2.9. But the other entry technique is you want to see price wick out some lows. So that's essentially like manipulation. Price taking up lows. So people that bought from here and price was pushing higher from this level. Price came back, essentially made a double bottom, took out the lows. You want to see that wick taken out, and then you want to see price close back bullish. So if it's bearish, obviously you want to close back bearish. But for this circumstance, price is bullish, and we want price to go back to the upside. So you want to see this candle which takes out this candle, you want to see it be bearish. I mean bullish, sorry. So you want to see a nice bullish close, which you got there. We've got a nice bullish hammer. So obviously I get up now, obviously, you know, I start at 7. So boom, 7 o'clock came. I entered, I think, a bit before 7 on this candle. That's why a candle entry was up here. And obviously we closed bearish in this candle. Next candle came and we came bullish. So I was in off that, stop at the low, target up here. As you can see, this was Thursday last week. Had a nice impulse push. Let me pull back into this level, to this nice 1 hour level. Also on the 4 hour. No, it wasn't even a level on the 4 hour. But that could have potentially been a second entry. But as you can see, this candle, that was 4 o'clock and I stopped at 3. So I didn't get in for a second entry. But could have had a second entry, moved these stops after this rejection to break even. This stop at this low, target up there. That could have been another 1.7 in addition to that. Obviously, this happened after. And you got to adhere to my rules, innit? You got to adhere to your rules. So I didn't enter for second entry. So I had that one entry on one position, hit TP. Price was kind of just moving slow here, kept hitting the ceiling and finding resistance. But as you can see, price kept making a higher low. If you look, higher low, higher low. So that was giving me the confidence, even though it was finding resistance there. And then we finally, obviously, broke out and retested, and then just continued pushing. 4 hour, as you can see, it was using that as resistance. And once we got the close above this level, I was like, okay, we made a higher high. I moved my stops to profit at this low here, on the 4 hour low. And then obviously I just waited for our TP to hit, and our TP was hit. So yeah, man, there's not really much I need to go into it for. I was looking on market open here. I was looking to see, because we made a high high, if price would pull back into here, then I potentially could have got a second entry. And then obviously tried to get another position, but obviously price didn't pull back. Price just tapped our TP. But yeah. Yeah, so all in all, good trade. And now it's on to the next one, as it is as always. But yeah, hope you lot enjoyed this video. Hope you lot took from it. Hope it was beneficial to you lot. Be on the lookout for the next video. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'm out.
The other road, look, we done grow. You a sell out in your soul, them and soul. Street to legit, we done conquer the grove. When you really rich on a Sunday, your bank don't close.